What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ravi Wadden, and I have an amazing lease deal to share with you all. Right now on DriveMatch.com, we have a 2024 Mercedes Benz EQS 450 4MATIC for just $699 a month, with just $3,000 total due at signing. That's just $3,000 total due out of pocket. And this vehicle has an MSRP of roughly $119,000. So what we'll do in this video is we'll go to DriveMatch.com and we'll kind of analyze this lease deal in detail, and we'll talk about the mileage, we'll talk about where it's located and where it can be shipped. And then in the second part of this video, we'll talk about my 1.25% rule of leasing, and we'll run it on this Mercedes, and I'll show you why this is a tremendous lease deal in terms of value. And then what we'll do in the last part of this video is we'll compare the lease payments on this car with $0 down to the finance payments on this car with $0 down, and you'll see why leasing this particular vehicle makes a lot of economic and financial sense. So if that sounds good to you, please be sure to give this video a like, and please be sure to give me a follow. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the computer behind me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on DriveMatch.com, and as you can see, we just got this 2024 Mercedes Benz EQS 450 4MATIC sedan in inventory, and its total due at signing is $3,000, and that $3,000 is your total out of pocket. It includes your first month's payment, it includes dealer fees, it includes state registration fees, it includes any taxes that you might owe on rebates, and it includes all acquisition fees. So this $3,000, you won't have to pay a penny more than that amount. And for a limited time, there is no drive match fee. And then in terms of the shipping fee, it just varies on where you live. But this is a car that's available in the Pacific Northwest, and we'll touch more on that in detail. You'll see that this is a nautical blue metallic color, and the monthly payment is just $699 a month. Now, if I scroll down, you'll see that the interior color is Nava gray and sable brown leather. If I click on packages and information, you'll see that this is a demo with about 3,000 miles. It's an AMG line, exterior package, exclusive trim, heated steering wheel. So you can just go ahead and read all of those packages and all of the options that this car has. You'll see that this car is located in Oregon, and it's available for residents of Idaho, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can pick up this car in person for no fee. But let's say you live in northern Idaho and you don't want to drive to Oregon per se, you can get this car shipped, and we can arrange the shipping for you, or you can arrange the shipping on your own behalf. As you can see, this is a 24-month lease, and this lease allows for 7,500 miles a year. Now, for those of you that need more than 7,500 miles a year, you can get a 10,000 mile a year lease. You can get a 12,000 mile a yearly lease, or even a 15,000 mile a year lease. Now, the monthly payment will increase accordingly, but I assure you that it's still a good lease deal in terms of value, even if you increase the mileage on this particular car. And we're actually working on some functionality on building a dynamic calculator, so you can actually increase the mileage within Drive Match, and you'll see how that impacts the monthly payment. And the vehicle MSRP is roughly $119,000. Now, as you can see right now, if I click on lease for $699 a month, it says that this offer is not eligible for residents of California, and that's because I do have a California zip code associated with my Drive Match account. But I actually live in Seattle, and I was just doing some test runs, so what I'll do is I'll adjust that, and we'll get right back into this video. Now, I've adjusted my location and my zip and my state. Now, if I click on lease for $699 a month, it will take you to this page where you can get additional information on this car. Mainly, you'll see a shipping fee estimate. So this car is roughly 250 miles away, and I am located in downtown Seattle. And the shipping fee estimate is roughly $500. So you can figure out if that makes economic sense for you to do. As I said, you can pick up this car in person, and with a 10% monthly tax on the payment, you're looking at an estimated total monthly cost of $768 a month. Now, if I wanted this particular car, all I would say is click on this, I agree to pay the drive match fee, and then place order and pay no fee. Now, what I want to do in this part of the video is let's actually go back, and I want to run the 1.25% rule of leasing on this car. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with my 1.25% rule of leasing, All it is a metric to show you whether a particular lease is a good lease deal or not. Now, if you get a number less than 1.5%, that's a good lease deal. That's a car that you want to lease. If you get a number less than 1.25%, that's a great lease deal. And if you get a number less than 1%, that's an amazing lease deal in terms of value. And as you'll see, this Mercedes EQS is a sub 1% lease deal, which makes it a tremendous lease deal in terms of value. So what we'll do is we'll take the total due at signing amount of $3,000 and we'll subtract $699 from that amount, since this $3,000 includes first month's payment, as you can see right here. And when I do that, I get $2,300. Now I'll divide this by 24, since this is a 24-month lease. That gives me $95, and then I'll add the monthly payment of $699 back in, and that gives me a pre-tax monthly payment with $0 down of $794. I'll multiply this by 1.1 just to account for 10% sales tax here where I live in Seattle. And that gives me a monthly payment, an effective monthly payment with all fees, all taxes, nothing due at signing. So a true sign and drive, my monthly payment would be $874 a month. And if I divided this by this vehicle's MSRP, which is roughly $119,000, I get 0.0073. I'll multiply this by 100 to convert it into a percentage and move the decimal spot over, move the decimal point over 2 spots. And as you can see, I get 0.73%. So ladies and gentlemen, not only is this a sub 1% lease deal, it's way under 1% at just 0.73% for a brand new Mercedes Benz EQS with an MSRP of roughly $119,000. Now what I want to do in this part of the video is show you how good of a lease deal this really is compared to financing this car. Now let's say I wanted to finance this car, and let's just hypothetically say I bought this car for its MSRP of $119,000. Let's say I did a 72-month loan term. Let's say I did an interest rate of 5%. We're not going to put any money down. We'll do Washington. We'll do a tax rate of 10%, and then we'll include title, registration, and other fees of $2,300 into the loan. And what you'll see is that the monthly payment would be $2,145 a month, versus if you lease this car on Drive Match, the monthly payment with nothing out of pocket is just $874 a month. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, hey, Ravi, nobody's paying MSRP for these EQSs. Well, okay, let's just assume you got a $50,000 discount, or let's start with 40. Let's say you got a $40,000 discount from the dealer, and you got a selling price of $80,000, which is a massive discount, right? Massive discount. You're still looking at a monthly payment of $1,454 versus $874. And even if you made this $874 is based on 7,500 miles a year, like even if you made this 10,000 or 12,000 miles a year, what your monthly payment goes up to like $920, maybe $930, maybe it goes to $950. You're still well under $1,454. And let's say you got $50,000 off MSRP, you got a selling price of $70,000. Your monthly payment is still $1,277 versus $874 a month on DriveMatch.com. So for all you people in the Pacific Northwest that always say, hey, we don't have enough lease deals on DriveMatch.com, I understand we don't have nearly as many lease deals in the Pacific Northwest as I'd like to have, but we do have this one right now. We just have one available, and the point of this video is to share this awesome lease deal with you guys, but also share DriveMatch.com with you all, because it is a company that I co-founded and a company that I'm extremely proud of, and we are working on getting more and more inventory on DriveMatch.com, so stay tuned for that. We will have more supply in the coming weeks, so I am super excited about that. But if you have any questions about car leasing in general, whether it has to do with Drive Match or not, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. But with that, I'm going to call it a video. Thank you all for watching. Financial knowledge is power. Please like and follow for more.